Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name of course is Resonant, and as you know this channel is based around historical games of all sorts. Whereas it's obvious that I prefer the medieval period, I play many historical games on and off the channel. Recently a number of free-to-play games of the historical genre have popped up or had new updates. Whilst many free-to-play games can be cheap rip-offs of one another, the following games are definitely ones I would recommend you check out if you haven't already. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my top 5 free-to-play games of the historical genre. At the number 5 slot, we have a game that has been on the free-to-play market for quite some time. This is World of Warships. Now this game is coming at the number 5 spot, as it is a very decent free-to-play game. Showing itself above the crowd of the thousands of other free-to-play games, World of Warships is a strategical game based around naval combat. Flanking enemies, coordinating attacks with your teammates is a great way to come on top victorious in this world. For me, the size and the majesty of some of the ships really stand out, and I think stands out for many other players of World of Warships. Starting at a humble battleship, to sporting the giant cruisers, to being able to get the humongous aircraft carriers to own the waters, and not to mention the aircraft that come with it to take air superiority. The game is set between the time period of around 1906 to 1940, giving players the ability to play as dreadnoughts and even high-powered battleships, created to do nothing but destroy any enemies they come across. So, why is this game at number 5? For myself, the biggest downsides I have with free-to-play games is that, are they really truthfully free-to-play? World of Warships is no exception. With microtransactions coming all over the place, I have seen many complaints where the absurd prices of some of these spendings are scaring players away from the game. All in all, I definitely rate World of Warships and recommend you go pick it up anyway, as it is free to start with. Links to all the games will be in the description if you're interested in checking them out. Coming in at number 4 we have Total War Battles Kingdom. This lesser known Total War game is in fact made by the well-known Creative Assembly company, giving us titles such as Rome 2 Total War, Shogun Total War, and of course Total War Warhammer. So why is this game lesser known? Of course this is a free-to-play game, hence why it's on the list, and it's a very enjoyable one at that. I feel it is lesser known as, for me at least, it's closer to the Civilization franchise than Total War, with battles being a smaller part of it and not fully growing to the close-up strategical action we all know and love from the Total War series. You must defend England from oncoming attackers and rebuild what you once had. Interesting features such as raising and lowering land, building dams and bridges, and of course upgrading your army to the best it can be. For anyone who wants a chilled game that is more of a cross between Civilization and Total War, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. Flying into the number 3 spot is a very well known free-to-play game on Steam, known as War Thunder. I have many hours on this game and love to come back to it, especially with friends, as to set up squadrons to take down multiple enemy objectives working together with bombers and fighters alike, or just to play my own private matches messing around with the vehicles. War Thunder is a free-to-play World War II plane and tank arcade game, although you can play some simulator modes. The game pits the skies and the land in the fight for victory. My favourite part of War Thunder definitely has to be the deep and immersive level up trees, where you can get different planes of different types, and within those plane types you can upgrade their individual stats, may it be their guns, manoeuvrability or speed. It is also the same with the tanks, giving players an endless choice of combinations and weaponry. Once again, the game does have microtransactions though, to speed along the process of unlocking and upgrading new vehicles. And yes, a big downside to the game for me is the grind. Getting new planes near the start may only take a short time, but after the first few models, it can take up to hours and hours of using the same vehicle over and over again before you can even upgrade it, let alone exchange it for a better vehicle. If you're interested in vehicular warfare in World War II, I definitely recommend downloading this game. Whether it's your friends or solo, you won't regret it, because of course it's free to play, and although there may be microtransactions in it, I definitely recommend you going and testing it out, just as I would with all of these games. Tiger Knight Empire War comes in at number 2 for me. This game is set during the times of the Han Dynasty in China. At the moment, only one faction is present in the game, but within this faction, I feel like all the weapons and armor and bots are very well balanced. In this game, you command units of AI to take capture points and gain perks for your team, charge the enemy and clear out defenses, or even hunt down and slaughter the enemy general to win the game for your side. There's also a duel game mode, where you battle against other real players, and an epic battle, where you take part in massive sieges in order to gain renown across the land. Soon to be added are the rumours of a Roman faction, the Parthians, and the Kushan Empire. If you're into such games like Mount & Blade Warband, War of the Roses, or even just love the time period and factions, this game is definitely worth a download, as upgrading your troops and your own armour and weapons are a great way to keep yourself busy. The player also has a fully customizable NPC, non-player character, that helps them in their battles. Personally, I've only unlocked the first level of this NPC, but he is a great help in defeating the enemies nonetheless. If I had one downside to the game, it's the player health needs to be nerfed ever so slightly, as real players are able to go and take out tens of AI in one lucky streak. Although I don't think it needs to be nerfed too much, otherwise players dying all over the place would not be a very good gameplay. All in all, I really love this game. If you want to see more about this, there are multiple videos on my channel, so I definitely recommend you guys go and check them out. Feel free to go and download it, of course there'll be a link in the description, and I really hope you enjoy this one. And finally, coming in at the number 1 spot is Heroes and Generals. This is a bit of a hard pick for me, as Tiger Knight Empire War personally is a lot more enjoyable in the recent days, in the past few days I think, yet why did I choose Heroes and Generals over it then? Well, Heroes and Generals has been one of those historical free-to-play games for a long time. I think I've probably played it for the longest out of all these games here, and I remember the day it came out and the hype it had around it. I remember logging in with my friends, I remember fighting, pushing back the Germans, us being relentless that we had to stay as the American faction even though they were the underdogs. There was a slight issue with balance at the start, with the Americans definitely being the weaker faction, with the Germans and then eventually the Russians when they were added in being the more powerful ones. But I remember us just wanting to stay as the Americans to try and fight and prove everyone wrong. And yes, we did win a few battles, but it was very hard back in the day. I hope they have fixed the optimization though, and from my past few plays, I think it's slightly been fixed, but there obviously needs to be some more work to do. This is a first-person objective-based World War II game. I think it does remind me a lot of the Battlefield games, and as you can see from some of the gameplay, I think you'll agree with me, with its playstyle and conquest-type battles, but it's more of a push-and-pull ordeal. With the authentic weapons, the sounds give the game a really gritty and realistic feel. For a free-to-play game, it shocked me how well developed Heroes and Generals really was, with the sheer number of weapons and vehicles added, with planes, half-tracks, bazookas, snipers, or just a simple submachine gun. The game really feels true to World War II. There's a vast array of maps, and for me, I don't think there's any ones that stand out as being weaker than the others. Playing in a squad with friends is a lot of fun, even just messing around, but the real reward is getting streaks of kills one enemy after another. I remember personally for me, throwing a grenade into the window of a room and getting 3 enemy kills was probably one of the most rewarding experiences I've had in a free-to-play game to date. This game is great, but it can be limited somewhat by poor optimization. It is possible to play on a weaker system, as I did for a number of years, but you're most likely to not get as much as an enjoyable experience as you would with a higher end system, but that's just from my personal experiences. Of course it's free to play. Do you think you can run it? You might as well try, you're not spending any money, so I definitely recommend you go and download that one. But overall, I love this game, and I would definitely recommend you guys going and checking it out. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. What are your top 5 historical free-to-play games? Remember to try and keep it in the historical genre, as this is what the video has been about, but I'd love to see your opinions. Obviously you probably won't agree with all of mine, and especially not in the order I put them in, but of course this is just my opinions and I really hope you guys can understand that. This was a lot of fun to make. I love going back into the games that I hadn't played for quite a while, and it was really cool to see how they developed. But other than that guys, remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this and of other games of the historical genre. Like the video if you enjoyed it, you know what to do if you didn't, but I hope you guys are looking forward to the next video. But until then, I will see you in the next one.